Canada dressed in its finest. Come along now. Oh, come along now. It's picnic time.
How wonderful. I bet fairies live here.
Fairies don't exist.
Do too.
Do not. What's for lunch?
Do too.
Not.
Oh, now stop this, children. Here we are. Cucumber sandwiches for all.
Cucumber.
And, of course, there are such things as fairies.
I told you so.
You didn't tell me about the cucumber.
Don't be rude, Larry.
They live far away in Great Britain, in the countryside where your uncle and I were born. Uncle Hugo himself had quite an exciting time with them once, didn't you, dear?
Did you really see a fairy?
Oh, please, Uncle, tell us all about it.
Crikey, seen one? I've seen hundreds of them, the little blighters, playing their little tricks, creating bloody havoc.
I just knew there were fairies. Please tell us all about them, Auntie.
Well, once upon a time, beside a lovely gurgling stream, in a lush Arcadian countryside...
What's Arcadian mean?
Shh. It means it has sleepy green pastures with shepherds and sheep, silly.
Sheep?
Yes, sheep.
Shh. Thank you, dear. There lived a rather large and powerful ring of lovely little fairies. Let's see, there was Cookie and Tidy and Rosie. Oh, and Brandy. Brandy collected dewdrops at sunrise. Fresh dewdrops give fairies courage, you know.
Yes, to Brandy. Always willing to help, no trouble to anyone.
All fairies are helpful, Hugo.
Helpful, are they? Does the name Boomerang ring any bells for you?
Yes, Boomerang, in charge of the fairy armament, had lots of surprises in her little bag.
I'm afraid I taught them out either. Had her own private fireman, she did. Captain Shaw himself. Captain Shaw. Yeah. He was he's the first fairy fireman.
Oh.
Yeah, big bloke he was.
So?
And Nippy. Nippy was always in a snit, lazy little git.
And Iolanthe.
What?
Iolanthe. Lovely she was.
Everyone loved Iolanthe.
Oh, yeah? Layla loved Iolanthe as long as Iolanthe plopped herself down at the bottom of a frog-infested stream. Nasty green-eyed piece of work, our Layla.
Was there a fairy queen?
Of course, there was a fairy queen. She was the most beautiful and powerful of them all.
Did they have magic wands?
Indeed, they did. No matter where they were, Fairyland was always just 3 waves of a wand away.
Show us, Auntie.
Show you? Well, I don't mind if I do. 1.
Ooh, Auntie has the queen's wand.
2.
I'm gonna eat it.
And 3.
should be thither, nobody knows why or whither.
It's all very well, but since our queen banished Iolanthe, fairy revels are not what they were.
Oh, yes, Iolanthe. She was the life and soul of fairyland. Why, she wrote all our songs and arranged all our dances. And we still sing her songs and we still trip her measures. But we don't enjoy ourselves, do we? To think that 25 years had passed since she was banished. But what could she have done to have deserved so terrible a punishment? What could she have done? Something awful. She married a mortal. Oh, is it injudicious to marry a mortal? Injudicious? Why, it strikes at the root of the whole fairy system. By our laws, the fairy who marries a mortal dies.
But Iolanthe did not die.
Thank you, Captain Shaw.
Mom?
Rise. Rise. Now, what is all this about Iolanthe dying? Of course she didn't die, because your queen, who loved her with a surpassing love, commuted her sentence to penal servitude for life on condition that she left her husband without a word of explanation and never communicated with him again.
And that sentence of penal servitude she is now working out on her head at the bottom of that stream.
True, but when I banished her, I gave her all pleasant places of the earth to dwell in. I'm quite sure I never intended that she should live at the bottom of a stream. Dear me, it makes me perfectly wretched to think of the discomfort she must have undergone.
Then why not forgive her? 25 years, it's a long time.
Oh, yes, it is a long time. Think how we loved her.
Loved her? What was your love to mine? Why, she was invaluable to me, who taught me to curl myself inside a buttercup, to swing upon a cobweb, to gain courage from the morning dewdrop. Iolanthe.
Oh, give her back to us, great queen, for your sake, if not for ours.
Oh, I should be strong. Oh, but I am weak.
Oh.
I should be marble. But I am clay. Her punishment has been heavier than I intended. And, well, it shall be as you wish. It shall be as you wish.
Iolanthe, from thy dark exile thou art summoned. Come to our call, come, Iolanthe.
choose from. Why on earth did you decide to live at the bottom of that stream?
To be near my son, Strephon.
Oh, yummy. Fresh batch cookie.
Not 10 minutes from the oven, love.
Bless my heart. Bless my heart. I didn't know you had a son.
He was born soon after I left my husband, by your royal command. But he doesn't even know of his father's existence.
How old is he?
25.
25? No one to look at you would think you had a son of 25. But that's one of the advantages of being immortal. We never grow old. Is he pretty?
Oh, he's extremely pretty.
But he is inclined to be stout.
I see no objection to stoutness in moderation. Do you, Cookie?
Oh, no, Mum. And what is he?
He's an Arcadian shepherd. Who loves Phyllis. Ward in Chancery.
A mere shepherd, and he, half a fairy.
Can he find his sheep?
He's a fairy down to the waist, but his legs and feet are mortal and susceptible to fatigue.
Dear me, I should like to meet him.
Nothing easier, for here he comes.
Good morrow, good mother, good mother, good morrow. My plumbings or other, pray banish your sorrow. With joy beyond telling, my bosom is swelling, so joy in a measure expressive of pleasure. For I'm to be married today, today. Yes, I'm to be married today.
Yes, he's to be married today, today. Yes, he's to be married today.
The Lord Chancellor has at last given his consent for your marriage with his beautiful ward, Phyllis.
Not he, indeed. To all my tearful prayers, he answers me, a shepherd lad is no fit helpmate for a ward of chancery. At first he seemed amused, so did the bar, but quickly wearying of my pipe and song, they bade me get out. But I'll go no more. I'll marry her today. I'll brave the upshot, be what it may. But who are these, mother?
Oh, Strephon, rejoice with me, for my queen
How do you do?
has pardoned me.
Pardoned you? Oh, Mummy, this is good news indeed.
And these ladies are my beloved sisters.
And one, and two, and three.
Good morrow, Strephon.
Well, good morrow, ladies. Your sisters? Then they're my aunts?
A pleasant piece of news for your bride on her wedding day.
Shh! My bride knows nothing of my fairyhood. I dare not tell her lest it frighten her. She thinks me mortal and prefers me so.
Well. Your fairyhood doesn't seem to have done you much good, has it?
My dear aunt, it's the curse of my existence. What's the use of being half a fairy? I can make myself invisible down to the waist. And what's the use of that when my legs remain exposed to view? My brain is a fairy brain, but my legs are a couple of gibbering idiots. And my mortal foot always pains me.
Poor fellow.
I see your difficulty, but with a fairy brain, you should seek an intellectual sphere of action. Let me see. I've a borough or two at my disposal. Would you like to go into Parliament?
Fairy member? Oh, that would be delightful.
I'm afraid I should do no good there. You see, down to the waist, I'm a Tory of the most determined description. But my legs are a couple of confounded radicals. They're 2 to 1, which is a strong working majority government.
Majority government? What is that?
We don't know.
It's been a long time.
Don't let that distress you. Usually returned as Liberal, Conservative, Blockist, NDP, and Green. Oh, and your legs and feet shall be our peculiar care.
I see your majesty does not do things by halves.
No. We are fairies down to our feet.
Very well, attractive stranger. Very well, attractive stranger. Shouldst thou be in doubt or danger, peril or perplexity, call us and we'll come to thee. I call us and we'll come to thee. Dripping feather, nobody will smile when we must now be taking thee to another fairy ring. Dripping feather, we must now be taking thee to another fairy ring. Good morrow, good lover, good lover, good morrow. I freely discover, still purchase or borrow, some means of concealing the pain of feeling joy with a measured express of pleasure. For we're to be married today, today. Yes, we're to be married today.
Yes, we're to be married today, today. Yes, we're to be married today. My Phyllis. And today we're to be married?
But, oh, Strephon, I tremble at the step we're taking. I believe it's penal servitude for life to marry a ward of court without the Lord Chancellor's consent. I shall be of age in 2 years. Don't you think you could wait 2 years?
2 years? 2 years? Have you ever looked in the glass?
No, never.
Here, look at that and tell me if you think it's reasonable to expect me to wait 2 years.
Oh. No, you're quite right. It's asking too much. One must be reasonable.
Besides, who knows what will happen in 2 years? Why, you might fall in love with the Lord Chancellor himself by that time.
Oh, yes, he's a clean old gentleman.
As it is, half the House of Lords are already sighing at your feet.
The House of Lords are certainly extremely attentive. So, if we are to marry,
Delays are dangerous.
then the sooner the better.
None shall part us from each other. One in life and death are we. To one another I do
one meeting, when in joy I awoke to find mine the heart within thee beating, mine the heart that love and shine, mine the heart within thee beating, mine the heart that love
my lords, embody the law. The constitutional guardian I of pretty young wards in Chancery, all very agreeable girls, and none are over the age of 21. A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible chancellor.
A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible chancellor.
Although the compliment implied inflates me with legitimate pride, it nevertheless can't be denied that it has its inconvenient side. For I'm not so old and I'm not so plain, and I'm quite prepared to marry again. But then be the Jews to pain the lords if I fell in love with one of my wards. Which rather tries my temper for, I'm such a susceptible chancellor.
Which rather tries his temper for, he's such a susceptible chancellor.
And everyone who'd marry a ward must come to me for my accord. And in my court I sit all day, giving agreeable girls away. With one for him, and one for he, and one for you, and one for ye, and one for thou, and likely one for thee. But never, oh never, a one for me. Which is exasperating for a highly susceptible chancellor.
Which is exasperating for a highly susceptible chancellor.
And now, my lords, to the business of the day.
By all means, Phyllis, who is a ward of this court, has so powerfully affected your lordships that you have appealed to me in a body to give her to whichever one of you she should think proper to select. And a noble lord has gone to her cottage to request her immediate attendance. It would be idle to deny that I myself have the misfortune to be singularly attracted by this young person.
Oh!
My regard for her is rapidly undermining my constitution.
Oh, no!
3 months ago, I was a stout man.
Oh, no, no!
Oh, yes, yes. If I could reconcile it with my duty, I should unhesitatingly award her to myself. For I can conscientiously say that I know of no man who is so well suited to render her exceptionally happy. What? But such an award from myself to myself could be open to misconstruction, and therefore, at whatever personal inconvenience, I waive my claim.
My lord, I desire on the part of this house to express its sincere sympathy with your lordship's most painful position.
I thank your lordship.
My lord, it gives me much pleasure in announcing that I have succeeded in inducing this young person to appear before the bar of the house.
Oh, rapture, how beautiful, how gentle, how beautiful.
All the young ladies I know, this pretty young lady's the fairest. Her lips have the rosiest show, her eyes are the richest and rarest. Her origin's lowly, it's true, but of birth and position I plenty. I grammar and spelling for two, and blood and behavior for 20. Origin's lowly, it's true, I grammar and spelling for two, of birth and position I plenty, with blood and behavior for 20. Of birth and position I plenty, blood and behavior. house have diverged on every conceivable notion. All questions of party are merged in a frenzy of love and devotion. If you ask us distinctly to say what party we claim to belong to, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we're singing this song to. If you ask us distinctly to say, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to. The party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to.
I'm very much pained to refuse, but I stick to my pipes and my tables. I can spell all the words that I use, and my crown is as good as my neighbors. As for birth, I was born like the rest. My behavior is rustic but hearty, and I know where to turn for the best when I want to party.
She knows where to look for a party when she wants a particular party. She knows where to look for a
the nobly born with love affected, nor treat with virtuous scorn the well connected. High rank involves no shame, we boast an equal claim, with him of humble name to be respected. Of humble opinions, nor with low-born disdain heap scorn on us plebeian. 'Tis not the noble heart beat as pure in Rockcliffe Park as in Britannia Park, north of Nepean.
Of what avail a town to serve
my displeasure, and thus defy a definite command.
'Tis I, Jan Strephon, mind this priceless treasure. Against the world, I claim my darling's a shepherd, a marketer, betrothed of me, and he to be espoused today. A shepherd I, a shepherd I, betrothed of me, and he to be espoused today. If this blow was a stab dagger, though we more meant to really stagger, in each heart proud of me innately, let's depart, dignified and stately, let's depart, dignified and stately, 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 dignified and stately.
And now, sir, what excuse have you to offer for having disobeyed an order of the Court of Chancery?
My lord, I know no courts of chancery. I go by nature's acts of parliament. The bees, the breeze, the seas, the rooks, the brooks, the gales, the vales, the fountains, the mountains cry, you love this maiden.
Love this maiden.
Take her.
Take her.
We command you.
We command, command you.
'Tis writ in heaven by the bright barbed dart that leaps forth into lurid delight from each grim thundercloud. The very rain pours forth her sad and sodden sympathy. The very rain pours forth her sad and sodden sympathy.
Where's the rain?
I don't know.
Ooh, Centrepointe next the Rhine. Ooh.
My lord, when Mother Nature herself bids me take my love, shall I reply, nay, but a certain chancellor forbids it?
Ooh, forbids it. I don't think so.
My lord, you are England's Lord High Chancellor. But are you Chancellor of the birds and the trees? King of the winds? Prince of the thunderclouds?
No, it's a nice point. However, Phyllis is a ward of this court, and as such, it is my duty to protect her from Mother Nature herself. I have always kept my duty strictly before my eyes, and it is to that fact that I owe my advancement to my present distinguished position. When I went to the bar as a very young man, said I to myself, said I, I'll work on a new and original plan, said I to myself, said I learned profession I'll never disgrace by taking a fee with a grin on my face when I haven't been there to attend to the case, said I to myself, said I. Ere I go into court, I will read my brief through, said I to myself, said I, and I'll never take work I'm unable to do, said I to myself, said I learn a profession I'll never disgrace by taking a fee with a grin on my face when I haven't been there to attend to the case, said I to myself, said I. And if I should go into Parliament's ranks, said I to myself, said I'll never collude in Ben's partisan pranks, said I to myself, said I will listen politely to all that was said by backbenchers, the speaker or minister's head, never mind if they are Tory blue or good red, said I to myself, said I. In other professions in which men engage, said I to myself, said I, the army, the navy, the church, or the stage, said I to myself, said I, professional license if carried too far, your chance of promotion will certainly mar, and I fancy the rule might apply to the bar, said I to myself, said I.
To be taken from you just as I was on the point of making you my own?
Oh, my son in tears and on his wedding day.
Oh, Mommy, it's too much. Too much.
Dearest, weddings are always harder on the groom. What with all those new and ravenous relations and the travel arrangements?
Wedding? No. 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 Mommy. Oh, Mommy. Weep with me. For the law has interposed between us, and the Lord Chancellor has separated me from my beloved Phyllis. Forever.
The Lord Chancellor, if he did but know.
If he did but know what?
No matter. The Lord Chancellor has no power over you. Remember, you are half a fairy. You can defy him. Down to the waist.
Stop it! Yes, but from the waist downwards, you can commit me to prison for years. Oh, yes, right there. Oh. To what avail is it if my body is free when my legs are working out 7 years penal servitude?
True, but take heart. Our queen has promised you her special protection. I will go to her and lay your peculiar case before her.
Oh, Mummy, how will I ever repay the debt I owe you?
Darkly looms the day, and all is dull and grey. To chase the gloom away, on thee I'll come.
What was that?
I think I heard him say that on the rainy day, to while the time away on her he'd call.
We think we heard him say that on a rainy day, while the time away on her he called.
When tempest wreck thy bark, and all is rear and dark, if thou shouldst need an ark, I'll give thee
one.
We heard the minx remark, she'd meet him after dark, inside St. James's Park and give him one.
The prospect's not so bad, my heart's so sore and sad, we very soon be glad of summer sun. For when the sky is dark, and tempest strike his bark, if I should need an ox, she'll give me one. I'll give him one, give him one.
Oh, shameless when trembling, do not endeavor, false good is never regret, but forever, worship the blindly, worship the Father.
Attend to me kindly, this lady's my mother. This lady's is what? This lady's my mother.
This lady's is what? He says she's his mother.
What means this mirth unseemly that shakes the listening earth?
The joke is good extremely and justifies our mirth.
This gentleman is seen with a maid of 17 and taking her his dolce far niente. And what does it achieve? For he asks us to believe she's his mother and he's nearly 25.
Recollect yourself, I pray, and be careful what you say, as the ancient Roman said, first in Iolanthe. For I really do not see how so young a girl could be the mother of a man of 25.
My Lord of evidence, I have no dearth. She is, has been, my mother from my birth. In babyhood, upon her lap I lay with infant foot. She moistened my clay, but she withheld the succor she supplied. By hunger, cowardice, Strephon might have died.
Had that refreshment been denied, indeed, our Strephon might have died.
Had that refreshment been denied, indeed our Strephon might have died.
But as she's not his mother, it appears, why weep his heart unnecessary tears? And by what law should we so joyously rejoice because our Strephon did not die? Oh, rather let us pipe our eye, because our Strephon did not die.
That's very true, let's pipe our eye, because our Strephon did not die.
God, traitorous one, forever we must part. To one of you, my lords, I give my heart.
Oh, rapture, hear me
little lady, Strephon's lot is shady. Rank is in the title, Countess is the title. Yes, Countess, Countess, the title, the title. What a what, and not a where, what a what, and not a
Can I inactive see my fortune's fate? No, no,
Ho, ho!
no, no,
Ho, ho!
Mighty protectress, hasten to my aid.
Why you want us, we don't know, but you summoned us, and so enter all the little fairies to their usual tripping measure. To oblige you, all our curious, tell us, pray, what is your pleasure?
The lady of my love has caught me talking to another.
Oh, fine, a servant is a rogue.
I tell her very plainly that the lady is my mother.
Taradiddle, toll-lolly.
She won't believe a word I say and says we must be parted because on a career of double dealing I have started. I gives her hand to one of these and leaves me broken-hearted.
Taradiddle, toll-lolly.
Our cruel wants to separate two lovers from each other.
Oh, fine, a servant is a rogue.
You've done him an injustice, for the lady is his mother.
Taradiddle, toll-lolly.
That fable perhaps we service to as well as any other. I didn't see her face, but if they fondled one another, and she's but 17, I don't believe it was his mother. Taradiddle,
Toll-lolly.
We have often had the use for a thoroughbred excuse of a sudden, which is English for repente. But of all I ever heard, this is much the most absurd. For she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
She is 17 and he is 4, 5 and 20. Oh, fine, a servant is a rogue.
Now listen, pray to me, for this paradox of me carried nobody at all contingente. His age upon the date of his birth is -8, if she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
She is 17 and he is 4, 5 and 20. To say she was his mother is an ultimate of folly. Oh, fine, a servant as a rogue. The milk is great, his saddle, and it's very melancholy. Taradiddle, toll-lolly. I shouldn't say a word that could be reckoned as injurious. If you find a mother younger than your son is very curious. She's not the kind of mother that is usually spurious. Taradiddle, toll-lolly.
Go away, madam, I should say, madam, you display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to intrude, madam, with your brood, madam, breaks the case. Compare, madam, you fair, madam, with a fair, madam. One, not aware, madam, what you dare, madam, so take care, madam, and be gone.
Let us say, madam, I should say, madam, they display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to allude, madam, to your brood, madam, raise a face. We don't fear, madam, they don't fear, madam, oh my dear, madam, this is one. They will stare, madam, well aware, madam, what they dare, madam, what they do.
Guided by these purely mortals, I will launch from very mortals all the most ridiculous wonders in my armory of wonders.
Let us say, madam, I should say, madam, they display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to allude, madam, to your brood, madam, raise a face. We don't fear, madam, they don't fear, madam, oh my dear, madam, this is one. They will stare, madam, well aware, madam, what they dare, madam, what they dare, madam, what they do. They will stare, madam, what they dare, what they
Oh, Chancellor Unvary, it's highly necessary your tongue to teach respectful speech, when face to face with an influential fairy.
We never knew we were talking to an influential fairy.
A plague on this vagary, I'm in a nice quandary. Of hasty tone with dames unknown, I ought to be more chary. It seems that she's a fairy from Anderson's library, and I took her for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
We took her for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
When next your houses do assemble, you may tremble.
Our wrath when gentlemen offend us is tremendous. They meet who under it are calling doom appalling.
Take down our sentence as we speak it, and he shall read it.
Spare us!
Henceforth stuff and cast away, brooks and pipes and ribbons so gay, flocks and herds with fleet and low, into Parliament he shall go.
Into Parliament he shall go, backed by a supreme authority, he'll command a large majority. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go.
In the parliamentary hive, liberal or conservative, rockist, green or NDP, into Parliament it shall be.
Into Parliament he shall go, backed by a supreme authority, he'll command a large majority. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go.
Every bill and every measure that may gratify his pleasure, though your fury rouses, shall be passed by both your houses.
Oh!
You shall sit, if he sees reason, through the summer recess season.
No!
Hear, hear. We shall end the cherished rights of aeroplane points on public flights.
No!
He shall have life terms of peers, slashed and sliced to 8 short yards.
Mercy!
Titles shall ennoble then colonial newspaper men. Of titles there will be no lack, ennobling such as Conrad Black. Peers shall teem in Christendom, and our House Royal selection be replaced at once by competitive and free election.
Eagles,
monotony. He exercises of his brains, that is, assuming that he's got any. Oh, never nurtured in the lap of luxury, yet I admonish you. I am an intellectual chap and think of things that would astonish you. I often think it's comical, fa-la-la, that nature always does contrive, fa-la-la, boy and every girl that's born into the world alive is either a blockist or NDP, a liberal or a conservative. La-la-la, is either a blockist or NDP, or liberal or a conservative. Ba-la-la. When in that house MPs divide, if they've a brain and cerebellum too, they've got to leave that brain outside and vote just as the leaders tell them to. But then the prospect of a lot of dull MPs in close proximity, all thinking for themselves, is what no man could face with equanimity. Then let's rejoice with loud fa-la, that nature always does contrive, that every boy and every girl that's born into the world alive is either a blockist or NDP, liberal or a conservative. Fa-la-la, is either a blockist or NDP, or liberal or a conservative. Fa-la-la.
Tonight is the second reading of his bill to throw the House of Peers open to popular election.
And he'll carry it too.
Carry it? Of course he'll carry it.
He carries everything. He's a parliamentary U-Haul.
It's worse than Trudeau-mania.
Yes, if you please. That's our fault.
Yes, we influence all the MPs and compel them to vote just as he wishes them to.
It's our system.
we have updated parliamentary closure. It's so much more effective.
But with no room in the upper house for political hacks and party bagmen.
Who will do all the dirty work for us?
I don't so much mind for myself, but with an upper house with no grandfathers worth mentioning...
The country must go to the dog.
Now, I have nothing to say against brains. I sometimes wish I had some myself.
I have great respect for him. What was he talking about?
Brains.
Yes, brains.
I, too. Brains, good.
Yes, with an upper house composed exclusively of people of intellect from a mandate from the people of their own.
What's to become of the House of Commons?
Oh! I never thought of that.
You never thought of that? Dear ladies, this is what comes of women interfering in politics.
It just so happens that if there's any institution in the British Empire which is not susceptible to improvement at all, it is the upper house.
Leave the Lords in the Senate chambers alone.
Yeah.
When Britain really ruled the waves in good Queen Bess's time, the House of Peers made no pretense to intellectual eminence or scholarship sublime. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bess's glorious days. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bess's glorious days. Yes, Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bess's glorious days. And in the colonies they do the same as evermore. To the upper house they do appoint grandfathers who don't disappoint to sit as senators. We preserve systems Arcadian, even in our lands Canadian. We keep systems Arcadian, even in our lands Canadian. We keep systems Arcadian, even in our lands
Charming persons, are they not?
Distinctly. For self-contained dignity combined with airy condescension, give me a British representative peer.
Then pray stop this protege of yours before it's too late.
Think of the mischief you're making.
But we can't stop him now. Ah, they're lovely. Oh, why did you have to go and defy us, you great geese? In vain to us you plead, don't go. Your prayers we do not heed, don't go. It's true we sigh, don't suppose a tearful eye forgiveness shows. Oh no, very cross indeed. Yes,
tears, ha ha, bring forth indignant tears, ha ha, if that's the case, my dears.
Don't go.
We'll go.
Is this your fidelity to the laws you are bound to obey? Know ye not that it is death to marry a mortal?
Yes, but it is not death to wish to marry a mortal. If it were, you would have to execute us all.
I didn't wish to marry a mortal. I truly didn't.
Oh, this is weakness. Subdue it. Dewdrops for all of you.
I know it's weakness, but the weakness is so strong.
We are not all as tough as you are.
Tough? 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 Do you suppose that I am insensible to the effect of manly beauty? Look at that man. Oh my, a perfect picture. Who are you, sir?
Private Willis, ma'am, B Company, 1st Grenadier Guards.
Oh my, you are a very fine fellow, sir.
Oh, I'm generally admired.
I can quite understand it. Now, here is a man whose physical attributes are simply godlike. Oh, that man has a most extraordinary effect upon me. If I yielded to a natural impulse, I should fall down and worship that man. But I mortify the inclination. I wrestle with it, and it lies beneath my feet. Oh, foolish faith, think you because his bravery my bosom thaws, I'd disobey our fairy laws, because our flaw in realms above, in tendency to fall in love, resemble I the amorous dove, resemble I the amorous dove. Oh, amorous dove, type of Ovidio's Naso, this heart of mine is soft as thine. Oh, I dare not say so. That glows with heat intense, I turn the hose of common sense, and out it goes at small expense. We must maintain a fairy law, that is the main on which to draw, in that we gain Captain Shaw, in that we gain a Captain Shaw. Oh, Captain Shaw, type of true love kept under, could thy brigade with cool cascade quench my great love, I wonder?
enough to make any girl happy. But I'm miserable. Don't suppose that it's because I care for Strephon, for I hate him. No girl could care for a man who goes about with a mother considerably younger than himself.
Phyllis!
Oh.
My darling!
Phyllis!
Oh.
My own.
Don't, how dare you? Oh. But perhaps you're the two noblemen I'm engaged to.
I am one of them.
I am the other.
Well then, my darling, my own. Well, have you decided which it's to be?
Not altogether. It's a difficult position. It would be hardly delicate to toss up. On the whole, we would rather leave it to you.
How could it possibly concern me? You are both earls, and you are both rich, and you are both plain.
At least I am.
So am I.
My land holdings far outnumber yours.
No, I mean I'm plain. I'm very plain.
Yes, well, perhaps you are plain.
There's really nothing to choose between you. Let me see. I have it. Perhaps if one of you were to forego his title and distribute his estates among his Irish tenantry, why, then perhaps I might see a reason for accepting the other. Oh, dear.
Talala, are you prepared to make this sacrifice?
No.
Not even to oblige a lady?
No, not even to oblige a lady.
Nor I. Then the only question that remains is which shall give way to the other. A moment ago, I thought she would be happier with me. Now I'm not so sure. I could be wrong.
No, I don't believe you are wrong. I really think she would be happier with you. But the awkward part of the thing is that if you rob me of the girl of my heart, we must fight. And one of us must die. Oh, die. It's a family position I have sworn to respect. It's a painful position, for I have a very strong regard for you, George.
My dear Thomas.
You are very dear to me, Georgie. We were boys together.
At least I was.
If I were to survive you, my existence would be hopelessly embittered. Oh, Georgie Porgy, oh, Georgie Porgy.
My dear Thomas, I say to you then, you must not do it. If it's going to have this effect on you, you must not do it. No, if one of us is to destroy the other, let it be me who destroys you.
I beg your pardon?
By our boyish friendship, I implore you.
Our boyish friendship? But no, I cannot consent to an act which would crush you with unavailing remorse.
But it would not do so. I admit I would be very sad at first. Who would not be? But it would wear off. My dear Thomas, I like you very much, but not perhaps as much as you like me.
George? No, George, you are a noble fellow, but that telltale tear betrays you. No, George, you are very fond of me, and I cannot consent to give you a week's uneasiness on my account.
But it would not last a week. Remember, you lead the House of Peers. At your demise, I shall replace you. It would not last a day.
Now, I hope you're not going to fight about me, for it really isn't worthwhile.
Well, I don't believe it is.
Nor I. The sacred ties of friendship are paramount.
Though perhaps I may incur your blame, the things of you I would not do in friendship's name.
And I may say I think the same, not even love shall rank above true friendship's name.
Then free me, pray, be mine the blame. Forget your careers and go your ways in friendship.
ship's name has yielded fortune, rank, and fame, but no one else in the world so white has yielded up a promised bride.
Accept, O friendship, all the same. This sacrifice to thy dear name. Accept this sacrifice to thy
Love, unrequited, robs me of my rest. Love, hopeless love, my ardent soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on my chest and weaves itself into my midnight slumber. When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and repose is tabooed by anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bedclothes conspire your usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes in and covers your toes, then your sheet slips demurely from under you. Then the blanketing tickles you feel like mixed pickles, so terribly sharp is the pricking. And you're hot and you're cross and you tumble and toss till there's nothing to you and the ticking. Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap and you pick them all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle, where you get some repose in the form of a doze without eyeballs and head ever aching. But your slumbering teems with such horrible dreams that you'd very much better be waking. For your dream you're crossing the channel and tossing about on a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a treat, a poutine and pulled meat, to a party of friends and relations, the ravenous horde, and they all came on board at Baseline and Barhaven stations. And bound on that journey you find your attorney, who started that morning at 7. He's a bit undersized and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Well, you're driving along with that singular lad by the ship's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing round games and he calls you bad names when you tell him the ties by the dealer. But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hands and you find you're as cold as an icicle. And your shirt and your socks, the back silk with march crossing Parliament Hill on a bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycles too, which they've somehow rather invested in. And he's telling the tars all the particulars of a company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices on goods from cough mixtures to cables, which tickle the sellers by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good tradesman to Centrepointe tradesman, take off his boots with a boot tree, and his legs will take root and his fingers will shoot the blossom and bud like a fruit tree. From the greengrocer tree you get grapes and green peas, cauliflower, pineapple and cranberries, while the pastry cook plant cherry brandy will grant apple puffs and three corners and banberries. The shares are aplenty and ever so many are taken by Nortel or sharing, and just as if you are allotted to you, you awake with a shudder despairing. You're a regular wreck with a click in your neck, and no wonder you snore for your heads on the floor. You've needles and pins through your soles to your shins, your flesh is a creep for your left leg to sleep. You've crop in your toes and a fly in your nose and some fluff on your lung and a feverish tongue. A thirst that's intense in a general sense. You haven't been sleeping in clover. But the darkness is past and it's daylight at last, and the night is being long.
much distressed to see your lordship in this condition.
Oh, my lords, it is seldom that a Lord Chancellor has reason to envy the position of another. But I feel free to confess that I would rather be 2 earls engaged to Phyllis, rather than any other half-dozen noblemen upon the face of the globe.
Yes, it's an enviable position.
Yes, most enviable. But at the same time, we say to ourselves, this is very sad. Your lordship is constitutionally as blithe as a bird. He trills upon the bench like a thing of song and gladness. How can we do that which would deprive the Court of Chancery of one of its most attractive features?
It deeply grieves me to say that in declining to entertain my last application to myself, I presume to address myself in words which render it impossible for me to ever apply to myself again.
If this is what it is to have 2 capacities, then let us be thankful that we are persons of no capacity whatever.
But your lordship must remember, he is a kind and justly gentleman, and he should have no hesitation upon approaching himself at all, providing he does so respectfully and with a proper show of deference.
Do you really think so?
I do, but you must not leave it to chance. You must be very clever and determined if you expect to impress yourself.
Take note of the skills and techniques our colleagues in the lower house employ when they want someone to overturn a question of principle.
They have much experience in these matters.
Yes, I think I catch your drift. Well, I will nerve myself to another effort, and if that fails, I would resign myself to my fate.
Permit us to advise you, your lordship.
If you go in, you're sure to win. Yours will be the charming maid. Iolanthe, the ancient saw, fate had never won fair lady. Never, fate had never won fair lady. Everybody has his tastes. Means are justified by ends. To keep the wolf away from the door, inveigle at least to cross the floor.
Scruples you toss, office for loss, borrow a tip from Machiavelli. Try recruiting by seducing, honesty won't fill your belly.
Belly, honesty won't fill your belly. To win the heart of an ex-Tory, promise a place in history. Bribery is not a vice, the fair Belinda's worth a price.
Wear a smile, you crocodile, though you fear the prospect may be in the ball, but lose your soul. Fate had never won fair lady.
Never, fate had never won fair lady. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, since the pleasure, first the pain. If she's rich, then find her a niche, and make it worthwhile for her to switch. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you're a million for a pound, it's love that makes the world go round.
No, you're right. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Mom.
I suppose one ought to enjoy oneself in Parliament, especially when one leads all parties as I do. But I'm miserable. Poor, broken-hearted fool that I am. Phyllis. Phyllis!
Yes?
Phyllis. Or should I say, my lady? I have not yet been informed which title my ladyship is pleased to select.
quite decided. You see, I have no mother to advise me.
Oh, no? Well, I do.
Yes, a young mother.
Not very. A couple of centuries or so.
Oh, she wears well.
She does. She's a fairy.
I beg your pardon, what?
Oh, I've no longer any reason to conceal the fact. She's a fairy.
A fairy? Then I suppose you're a fairy?
I'm half a fairy.
Which half?
The upper half. Down to the waistcoat. But my mortal foot always hurts me.
Oh, dear. There's really nothing to show for your fairyhood.
Don't do that.
And what's this?
My fairy shell phone.
But why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I thought you would take a dislike to me. As it's all off, you might as well know the whole truth. I'm only half mortal.
But I'd rather have half a mortal I do love than half a dozen I don't. Please forgive me.
Oh, I don't think I ought to. Besides, all sorts of difficulties will arise. My grandmother looks quite as young as my mother. So do all my aunts.
I quite understand. Every time I see you kissing a very young lady, I shall know it's an elderly relative.
You will? Oh, Phyllis. I think we shall be very happy.
We won't wait long.
No, we might change our minds. We'll get married first.
And change our minds afterwards?
That's the usual course. If we're weak enough to tarry, ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. For appeals with flowing coffers press their offers, that is why I am sure we should not tarry, ere we marry, you and I.
If by chance we should be parted, broken-hearted, I should die. So I think we should not tarry, ere we marry, you and I.
Mummy, nobody can resist your fairy eloquence. You'll go to him and plead for us.
I? Go to him? No, that's not possible.
But, Mommy, our happiness, our very lives depend on you getting his consent for us.
Madam, please, you cannot refuse to do this.
You know not what you ask.
You must tell us what troubles you.
The Lord Chancellor.
Yes.
Is.
Yes.
My husband.
Your husband?
My husband and your father.
Ma.
grieves me to have died childless. And dearly as I love him, I am bound under penalty of death.
What?
Not to tell him. But see, he comes. Quick, prevail.
Victory, victory! Success has crowned my efforts, and I may consider myself engaged to Phyllis. At first, I wouldn't hear of it. It was out of the question. But after a severe struggle with myself, I reluctantly, most reluctantly, consented.
My lord, a suppliant at your feet I kneel. Oh, listen to a mother's fond appeal. Hear me tonight, I come in urgent need. 'Tis for my son, young Strephon, that I plead. He loves, if in the bygone years thine eyes have ever shed tears, bitter unavailing tears for one untimely dead. If in the eventide of life sad thoughts of her arise, they let the memory of thy wife plead for my boy. He dies. He dies, if fondly laid aside in some old cabinet. Memorials of thy long-dead bride lie dearly treasured yet. Then let her hallowed bridal dress her little dainty loves, her withered flowers, her faded tress plead for my boy. He loves.
It shall not be, for so the fates decide. Learn thou that Phyllis is my promised bride.
Thy bride? No, no.
It shall be so. Those who would separate us, woe betide.
My doom thy lips have spoken. I plead in vain. Already broken, I break again. For him, for her, for thee, I yield my life. Behold, it may not be. I am thy wife.
Iolanthe, thou livest.
I live, nor let me die. Once again thy vows are broken, thou thyself thy doom hast spoken.
they couldn't help themselves.
It seems they have helped themselves, and pretty freely, too. You have all incurred death.
You silly old goats! Not us fears.
But I can't slaughter the whole fairy ring. And yet, the law is clear. Every fairy must die who marries a mortal.
Allow me, as an old PSAC draftsman, to make a suggestion.
Please, sir. Do, sir.
The legal mind is equal to the emergency. It's really quite simple.
Yes.
All that is necessary is the insertion of a single word.
Yes.
Let it stand that every fairy must die who does not marry a mortal. And there you have it. You're out of your difficulty at once.
Ew. We like your humor. Oh. Oh. Oh, Private Willis.
Mom?
To save my life, it is necessary that I marry at once. How would you like to be a fairy guardsman?
Well, ma'am, I don't think much of a British soldier who wouldn't inconvenience himself to save a lady in distress.
You, sir, are a very brave fellow, sir.
Brave? Brave? He must be off his noggin to marry the likes of her.
Oh, Flittle!
Yes, Mum.
Wings for Willis.
Yes, Mum. Would that be mild, medium, or hot, Mum? Oh, wings, wings.
You, sir, are fairy from this moment on. Oh, and you too, my lords, how say you? Will you join our ranks?
Well, with all the peers to be elected from people of intelligence, I don't see what use we are down here. Do you, Talala?
None whatever.
Oh, jolly good.
Mom?
Oh, dear Captain, you must take a bride too. Oh, Flittle!
Yes, Mum.
A bride for sure.
Yes, Mum. to introduce the host of CFRA's information program, On Target Ottawa, Stephanie Egan.
Howdy do. She will do nicely. And now, off we go to Fairyland.
Soon as we may, off and away, we'll commence our journey. Very happy are we, as you can see. Everyone is now a fairy. Everyone is now a fairy.
at such a prize. He is not worth a mere lady. He is so kind to bear in mind. Fate had never won fair lady. Never, never, never. Fate had never won fair lady. Every journey has an end. When at the worst affairs will mend. Dark the dawn when day is nigh. Hustle your horse and don't say die. Every journey has an end. When the worst affairs will mend. Dark the dawn when day is nigh. Hustle your horse and don't say die.
Up in the sky, ever so high, pleasures come in endless series. We shall arrange happy exchange, house of peers for house of peers.
Peeries, 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 house of peers for house of peeries. From the red sky high, free from walls in chalice and rye, you'll be sure you have your foe. He's such a susceptible chancellor. Up in the air, sky high, free from walls and chalice and rye, you'll be sure you have your foe. He's such a susceptible chancellor.
Wake up! They were here! They were here!
Who were here?
The fairies! And the peers, and Private Willis, and the Lord Chancellor. And the Fairy Queen! She was here! She was really here!
Oh, sweethearts, you were having a dream, that's all.
Oh, it's you! You're the Fairy Queen! Mary, Auntie, the Fairy Queen!
Nonsense, children.
Your Majesty, Amalia, look at Uncle Hugo. It's Private Willis! Private Willis, sir.
Private who? Just your Uncle Hugo. Look, there's no wings sprouted here.
How do you know you had wings in my dream?
All fairies have wings.
There are no such things as fairies, darlings. It was all a dream.
But it was so real. Fairyland, Parliament, the Arcadian countryside. Arcadian? Amalia, did you have sheep in your dream? Sheep? Yes, sheep. Remember how you said a true Arcadian countryside always had sheep? Bumpkin kept looking for sheep, and she could never find any. If there were no sheep, it couldn't have been real. We were asleep.
No sheep, eh? Never.
Enough now. Sheep or no sheep, it's getting late. Off we go.
Oh, look! Oh, she brought us another wand. She brought us another wand.
I found it first.
Find us, Creepers. But I really do need a new wand. Mine blew up and now it's gone. You just blew up this one, too.
But it's very pretty.
Give it to me.
Thank you.